Devastating breaking news out of Ukraine this morning that a missile strike at a crowded train station in the east of Ukraine killed at least 50 people and wounded nearly 100 others. And we're gonna show you a spot there so that you can see the city that it happened in. It is in the Far East, close to some of the most years-long contested areas. And I need you to understand that as devastating as the numbers already are, this is the immediate aftermath of this attack. There are many people who are in critical condition being raced to hospitals. Some have already died in hospitals. That number should be considered tragically a low count at this point. God only knows where it's gonna go, but we do have a little bit of information about what happened. This wasn't just a random strike. It was a strike seemingly specifically targeting people, civilians who were fleeing the area. Mass accumulations of civilians, easy pickings if that's who you wanna kill. So there were platforms at the station that have been jammed for literally days with people trying to get to safer areas in Ukraine, relatively safer, of course, because the strikes happened there too. So there's people in the east trying to flee to the west. And officials said there were about 4,000 people at the railway station at the time of the strike. So they have been waiting hours, sometimes days, hoping to get onto one of these trains. And photos of the aftermath show people, just bodies splayed on the ground, surrounded by scattered luggage and debris. There's a video with a woman screaming, there are so many corpses, there are children, there are just children. And Volodymyr Zelensky, the president of Ukraine, responded to this most recent intentional targeting of civilians, saying they have not abandoned their methods, lacking the strength and courage to fight with us on the battlefield. They are cynically destroying the civilian population. He says this is an evil that has no limits. And of course, the Russian Defense Ministry denied any involvement, calling the accusations a provocation and insinuating that Kyiv was responsible. So this, like every other instance where civilians have died, was just another false flag. Oh, it's all false flags, Viviana. I'm not even convinced that there are any Russians in Ukraine. I think the whole thing was just cooked up by Zelensky. That's what they would have you believe.
And we have to be very critical of what we see on social media and what videos and news is being put out, because a lot of misinformation with kernels of truth is being put out. And as progressives, we really hate to see African people being treated poorly in the Ukraine and all this sort of racism that's been highlighted recently. While it is an issue, the spotlight on it is coming from the Russian government.
Yeah.
Those stories, while they may exist, and I'm sure do because we know racism plagues the planet, are being highlighted to change your view of the Ukrainian people while they're being murdered.
Mm-hmm.
It's intentional. So we have to always have our wits about us when we're absorbing news and when we're reading things. And we have to remember images that we just saw. We have to know what the truth is and separate out all of those false flags. They're trying to gaslight to a point, and we've seen it work. It's how Trump got in office. It's how the insurrection happened. I mean, the gaslighting works. That's how you got all those guys in khakis walking around with torches.
Yeah,
it gets in people's heads. And I've heard incel types talking about Ukrainians being dirty, talking about this or that. This is the ugly stuff coming from the extreme right now. Who would have told you were a commie 30, 40 years ago? Yeah. So it is happening in real time, right? We have to really look at this kind of stuff and call it out for what it is. It's lies, it's gaslighting, it's crimes against humanity.
Yeah, no, exactly. And you're right, we have to be extremely vigilant, constantly vigilant against misinformation, especially because sometimes like the stuff that's being put in front of our faces is so difficult to accept that it could be real. And I'm gonna give you an example. So this is from, I think I got this from the Washington Post. There was a missile in Kramatorsk, so that's where this missile strike happened. So this one was found close to the railway station. And it has in Russian the words "for the children" on it. So it seems impossible to think that how could that not be made up? Because how could you be so callous that you would do that on a missile that was intended to kill innocent civilians, women and children? Now, there's been many things like this, and I haven't seen any where it turns out that, no, yeah, it was just Zelensky actually.
We've done it. The US has done it, John. We did it during Vietnam.
And yeah,
we did Vietnam. We did it during bombing Japan, naming nuclear weapons, fat boy. I mean,
that's true. Yeah,
disgusting behavior that happens in that military mind where they've been brainwashed to think that that's okay.
Yeah, it's just.
So is it real?
Unthinkable.
It's unthinkable, and we don't belong to those sort of worlds where they brainwash you for so much, and I don't even know what those soldiers have to go through. But somehow they think that that's okay, and it's not surprising. It's horrible. It's just disgusting.
For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/The Damage Report. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.